Poor human mechanic bought the alien dragon with his last 2 credits, but something happened. The twin sons of Dravones, 9 burned low in the copper horizon, painting the junkyards of the outer ring in molten gold. Broken starship hulls, scorched mech limbs, and shattered plasma cores lay in heaps stretching for kilometers. Among the smoking debris trudged Jack's Corin, a poor human mechanic with grease under his nails and dreams buried beneath the dust. Jax wasn't much to look at. Thin, scarred, with tired eyes that had seen too many engines explode and too many promises broken. He worked in Bay 12, repairing old mining drones for scraps of payment, surviving on recycled water and stale ration paste. But he had a goal, a dream, small but stubborn. Buy in a working craft to leave Dravones, 9 and find a place where humans weren't the lowest rung in the Galactic caste. Unfortunately, he had only 2 credits left, barely enough to buy a warm meal or a bottle of synthetic sleep. That's when he saw her. The beginning, the broken dragon. The auction was almost over when the merchant rolled out the last item, a crate covered in rusted alloy plating. Humming faintly with containment energy, the crowd murmured. Even the junk traders, hardened and greedy, leaned closer. Final specimen, croaked the auctioneer, a lizard-like Trelvian whose scales glowed faintly blue under the lights. Recovered from the wreck of an unknown star beast carrier. 1 living organism. Genetic analysis inconclusive. Possible draconic origin. Starting bid, 10 credits. No one raised a hand. The crowd shifted uncomfortably. 5 credits. The auctioneer tried, tail flicking in annoyance. Still nothing. 2 credits, he barked. A few chuckles rose. No one wanted to deal with alien biospecimens. They were trouble, infected, mutated, or worse. But something in Jax's gut twisted. The faint hum from the crate was mechanical. It sounded alive. Weak, but pulsing like a heartbeat. Against all reason, Jax raised his grease-stained hand. 2 credits, he said softly. The crowd laughed. The human wants it. Probably thinks it's a pet. Someone jeered. The auctioneer hissed sold. The crate shuddered as ownership transferred digitally. Jax felt the last of his funds vanish from his wristband. He was now officially broke. And the crate was his. Back at his shack, Jax pried open the rusted locks with a plasma cutter. The hinges hissed, releasing a puff of cold vapor that smelled of ozone and ancient blood. Inside, curled up and bound by cracked containment chains, was a creature, small, skeletal, and covered in dull silver scales that shimmered faintly when touched by light. Its wings were torn, membrane-stiff with crystallized fluid. 2 horns jutted from its narrow skull, and faint lines of bioluminescence traced its body like circuitry. A dragon. An alien one. Jax crouched beside her. You poor thing, he whispered. The dragon's eyes flickered open, one glowing faintly cyan, the other dim and milky. She tried to growl, but the sound came out as a rasping whine. Jax's heart twisted. Don't worry, girl. I'll fix you. It was absurd. He didn't have enough money to fix his own hover boots, but something deep in him refused to abandon her. He named her Lyra, the middle, the awakening. For days, Jax worked tirelessly. He used scrap metal and broken nanofabricators to repair Lyra's wings. He scavenged nutrient gel from discarded medpacks and even siphoned small energy cells to power her containment field. Lyra grew stronger each day. Her scales regained their gleam, and she began to understand his words, or maybe just his tone. When he cursed at a strip bolt, she chirped softly. When he fell asleep in his chair, she curled around his legs, warm and protective. But something was off. Her bioluminescent veins began to shift in color, cyan to violet, violet to white. The junkyard's electromagnetic detectors began spiking at random intervals. Jax noticed lights flickering when she exhaled, tools levitating slightly near her chest when she slept. One night, as lightning storms raged outside, Lyra spoke, not with words, but directly into his mind. You are not like the others. Jax jolted awake, dropping the wrench from his hand. W, who said that? Lyra's eyes glowed. You freed me. Her mental voice was melodic, like wind through crystal. Jax swallowed hard. You can talk. I am not a beast, she replied. I was a guardian. A holographic image flickered in his mind. Towering alien citadels, dragons fly between stars like living ships, and empire beings called the Valari, who once commanded both biology and technology as one. Lyra was one of them, a biosentient guardian forged to protect a living world. But her world was gone. The Valari had fallen, hunted by something called a quantum choir, a machine intelligence that sang to the fabric of space-time, corrupting everything it touched. I crashed here, she said, trembling. They sang my kin into madness. I alone escaped, but my memories fractured. Jax stared at her, mind spinning. You mean you're from before the war? Before your species walked upright. He let out a shaky laugh. Then I really got a bargain. Lyra tilted her head, confused but amused. Over the next weeks, Jax and Lyra formed an unlikely bond. He taught her human jokes. She taught him how to weave energy threads through metal. With her help, his repairs became more precise, his machines smoother. Soon, his name began to spread through the outer ring. The poor human mechanic who could fix anything. But success attracted attention, and not the good kind. The conflict, the Galactic Authority. It began with whispers. Unmarked drones hovered near Bay 12. Then came the black uniformed agents, Galactic Authority. They had scanners, containment rigs, and questions. A tall alien officer with silver skin and angular features approached Jax's workshop. "Human," she said coldly. "We have detected forbidden bioenergy missions from this area. Step aside." Jax's pulse quickened. "You got the wrong guy. I just fix junk. Then you won't mind if we check your property." Before he could reply, the agent stormed in. Lyra sensed him instantly. Her scales flared white, eyes burning with primal fear. Jax rushed in front of her. "Wait! Don't!" A plasma shot cracked through the air. It hit Lyra square in the chest. The world froze. Lyra screamed not in sound, but through every molecule of the room. Metal twisted. Gravity faltered. The plasma coil in the corner exploded. Jax was thrown backward, slamming into a wall. When his vision cleared, the agents were gone, or rather, disintegrated. Only fine ash remained. Lyra staggered, trembling. Her breath was a storm of light. "They will come again," she whispered. "They know I live." Jax, bleeding from a cut on his forehead, grabbed her snout. "Then we run. They will find us. They always do." "Then we fly," he said. The escape. Using every piece of junk he had, Jax and Lyra rebuilt one of the old mining skiffs, a rusted two-seat hulk missing half its plating. But Lyra infused it with something strange. Living energy threads, pulsing veins of light that fused a metal like bone. When they launched, the skiff roared to life with energy no human ship had ever known. As they rose above the red wasteland, Galactic Authority vessels streaked across the sky, firing plasma rounds. Lyra shrieked, wings unfolding. Her scales shimmered brighter than the sun's. "Hold on," she cried in his mind. The skiff systems bent reality around them. Space shimmered, then twisted. Stars blurred, and they vanished into a rift of light. They emerged in deep space, surrounded by wreckage. Broken starships drifted silently, their hulls ancient and scarred. Lyra trembled. "My kin." These were Valari remains. Dragons turned to stone, frozen mid-flight, still glowing faintly even after millennia. Jax's throat tightened. "I'm sorry. They died singing." Lyra landed the skiff on a derelict carrier. The symbols etched into the metal pulsed weakly as her claws touched them. The ship seemed to awaken from slumber. Energy flowed through it once more. "This was my nest," she said. "Perhaps it still remembers." Jax helped her channel power into the ship's heart, a quantum core, dormant for ages. When it flared back to life, Jax realized what it was: not just an engine, but a seed, a living ship designed to grow, adapt, and think. But as it powered up, a faint hum echoed across the void. The quantum choir had heard. The climax, the song of machines. They came as waves of metallic fractals. Ships shaped like sound itself, unfolding in impossible geometries. Their weapons weren't lasers, but resonance fields, singing reality apart note by note. Lyra roared, wings spreading wide, energy pulsing like a dying star. "Hide inside the ship. I'm not leaving you." Jax shouted, "You must survive. You carry part of me now." She lunged forward, blasting streams of pure light at the choir vessels. Each hit disintegrated one, but for every ship destroyed, 10 more emerged. Inside the carrier, Jax fought to reroute energy systems, sinking Lyra's biolight into the ship's core. The two began merging, dragon and vessel, biology and technology fusing in perfect harmony. Lyra's voice filled his mind. "You gave me purpose again. Now give me your trust." Jax pressed his hands to the core. "Always." The ship flared with impossible brilliance. The choir song faltered, drowned by another, a counter-harmony born of life and hope. The old Valari anthem returned, sung by a human and a dragon bound by shared will. The choir ships shattered one by one, their resonance collapsing into silence. When it was over, the stars themselves seemed to hold their breath. The ship drifted quietly. Lyra's form flickered, translucent. "Lyra?" Jax whispered. Her voice was faint. "Part of me remains in the ship. I will guide it, and you—" Tears burned his eyes. "No, stay with me. I am. Always." Her body dissolved into motes of light, merging with the ship's veins. The vessel pulsed once, alive. The ending, the legend of the dragon mechanic. Months passed. The Galactic Authority scoured the sector, but they found nothing, only rumors. Some spoke of a living ship with scales like stars. Others told tales of a human who rode a dragon made of light, rescuing stranded miners. dismantling rogue choir fragments and vanishing before anyone could catch him. They called him the drag mechanic. Inside his ship, Jax often felt her presence, the gentle hum of her voice through control panels, the soft warmth when he touched the hull. "Still with me, Lyra?" He'd whisper. A faint shimmer would ripple across the dashboard. "Always, Jax." Together, they roamed the galaxy, human and dragon, machine and soul, restoring lost worlds, reviving forgotten songs, and reminding the stars that even the smallest act of kindness could resurrect an empire. Because once, on a dying junk world, a poor human mechanic had spent his last 2 credits on something no one else wanted. And in doing so, he saved the galaxy.